FHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
That proud of us.
Just like down.
Now.
It's 7 a.m.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico.
For 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Who knew? I mean, I didn't know it was so sacred. Hope you had a good Cinco de Mayo. But who knew that Cinco de Mayo was so sacred to the NBA? We can't play games on Cinco. We can play, 15,000 games on Christmas? Will they play 7 games on Christmas? We'll play 7 games on Christmas, but no, Cinco de Mayo? No. That's a holiday. We've got to give our players need time with their family on Cinco de Mayo. No NBA games last night? It's all right. You got hockey. You got Sergio. You're yelling and screaming. I can't wait to get off this damn tour. Or maybe you just went and saw A. Marie. How was it last night?
It was awesome.
Did you kill it?
I
wouldn't say I was really good.
No, I don't think I was at my top game. I've been a little tired. But I made an audience member walk for the first time, and it was awesome because it was a Packers fan. But the best part was I ruined the punchline of the joke. But he was so upset of what I was talking about that he left the show.
He walked out the door.
He left.
See you, bro. You and your cheese.
Dude,
Did he pay
it
his
was
bill?
awesome.
Did he pay his tab?
I hope so. And one of the owners at Brew Lab were like, "Where's JJ and Jeff? They need to come out."
Yeah, last night would have been actually a good night for me to do that.
Yeah, they're just
Tonight might
big
be
fans
the
of
night,
the show.
though. Tonight might be the night, though.
That the owners of the Brew Lab are big fans of the OD.
What's
and
up,
AM.
Brew Lab? See
Rio
you next
Rancho.
time. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Tonight, Rio Bravo?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that?
Rio Bravo. It's on 2nd and almost the freeway.
2nd and almost the freeway?
Hop, skipping, and jump.
Hop and a skip and a jump.
Or, yeah, from here. All right.
Really good.
What time are you on tonight?
7:30.
All right, she's A. Marie. She produces our show. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta, sitting next to the JJ Buck. How you living?
What'd it do?
Do a lot. It do a lot. I mean, did you know Cinco de Mayo was like a national basketball holiday?
I had no idea because I got to Brew Lab and I was like, wow, it's all hockey on, and then I was like, oh my God, there's no NBA.
Yeah, I flipped over right to TNT, and I'm like, whoa, did I get that wrong? 245. No, all right, TNT's got hockey. All right, so that must mean the hoops is on ESPN. Oh no, okay. So I watched some hockey, and the Avalanche were winners last night. I watched the Rangers beat Pittsburgh, and then I watched Winning Time because I missed last week's Winning Time, so I caught up on that and caught an episode of Barry. You ever watch Barry on HBO?
Oh, I hear it's so good.
It's a good.
Is it good? Is it a good one?
It's a good show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look, sacred is sacred. I mean, if you can't play on Cinco de Mayo, then you can't play on Cinco de Mayo. Right into your CBA.
Sets them up to have Friday, Saturday prime time.
Yeah, no, I understand that part too. No,
No, but that's really
I
funny.
got
though.
that. But who knew that? I mean, like let's play.
Well, give hockey some love, Jeff.
Yeah, I love me some hockey, and I watched some hockey, and I watched Darcy Kemper have 25 and 26 saves, and I watched the Avalanche put 53 shots on goal last night and win 2-1. And you just have to win by 1 because Nashville's goaltender was out of his freaking mind last night. I watched the Rangers take even that series at one piece with a 5-2 win. I watched Florida beat Washington 5-1 to even that series. Didn't see much of the Dallas-Calgary game, but I know that it was 2-1 Dallas, and that series is even 1 game apiece. So, yeah, I watched me some hockey last night.
The watching an overtime Stanley Cup game when you're invested is one of the wildest roller coasters you can be on as a sports fan.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Every break, every shot.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And especially when the Avs were just unbelievable in dominating possession. This 25-year-old Connor Ingram, who's not even the starting goalkeeper for Nashville, they put him in when the Avs were up 5-0 in the first period in Game 1. They're like, you know what? You only gave up 2 goals, so you're going to get the start in Game 2 for us. And he goes out there and turns into an absolute brick wall, having one of those performances that you talk about for ages. Like, there's no way you should have won this game. But your goaltender stepped up. Thankfully for the Avs, the shots that Darcy Kemper did face late in that game because he wasn't getting a lot of work, he was locked in. And then Cal McCarr, who is the rising superstar defenseman, ends the game for the Avalanche.
51 shots against last night, 49 saves for Kemper. I'm sorry, for Connor Ingram last night. It's pretty ridiculous when you look at what he did. He was a third-round pick at Tampa Bay back in 2016. He's just been trying to play. 49 saves on 51 shots on goal. Those are just shots on goal. Those aren't just shots, right? I mean, those are the shots on goal. Avalanche absolutely dominated play, but couldn't slip one past Ingram until overtime, and so they win 2-1. 505-246-0610. If you want to be interactive with us today on the radio, you can. You can call that number. That is the Sports Animal Hotline. We also have the text line. And check this out. It's the same number. So when you put it in your phone, it's kind of kooky. It's just one number, 505-246-0610, the 0610, like our AM frequency, 610. Get it? Emails, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter, great follow is JJ Buck. If you're following him, you know it. If you're not, you should. It's _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, you can watch the show every day. ProView Networks produces it. Adrian's producing this morning on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26, and on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. We are going to get into the Derby a touch because that is tomorrow. We're going to get into potential Broncos ownership with some big names on it. Baseball was really good last night. 2 terrific performances that'll stand out. And I have a weird feeling, JJ, golf, even though it's not a major weekend, is going to dominate because of some of the stuff that's going on in golf and some of the big names who are making some news in regards to what they said or how they bet.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, Lenny's going to get us started. Phone call first segment. You want to go Friday first call?
I mean, let's go.
Friday
Go,
first
Lenny.
call.
People are up and ready.
Yeah, Friday first. We could do that on Fridays almost. Friday first segment.
That's a
phone call.
great segment.
Yeah.
All Fridays.
Because it's all F's. See, it's all
I
alliteration.
think everyone's up, ready
Friday
to go.
first call,
Everyone's in a
first
good
segment.
mood.
Well, yeah.
we'll see.
Well, we'll see if Lenny's in a good mood. Are you in a good mood? Let me hit the button. Are you in a good mood?
I'm always in a good mood.
Yeah, you know.
You sound like it.
You can be
I'm always in a
grumpy.
good mood.
Yeah.
So I owe JJ an apology. Kyrie Irving does opt into his contract, but did you hear him on Durant's podcast that he is a martyr now for not getting the shot? A martyr.
Is that right?
Yes.
Can
That's what he
you
said.
self-proclaim yourself a martyr? Doesn't other people have to deem you such? Like it's like self-glossing. Can you
No, because
self-proclaim?
he's also a flat earther.
Yeah,
so
understood.
They all have a convention at the end of the year where they drive
Think
off
outside
the
the
earth
box.
and they end up somewhere
What
else.
do you do at a flat Earth convention? First of all, you can't have little stress balls in the shape of a globe because, well, you just have paper
Well,
Earths.
I think when I go see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I'm going to see like 4 or 5 Kyrie show up inside their
Probably
cameos.
right. Yeah, that's probably right. That's probably
You
right.
know, but it's just, if I'm the Nets, do you really want that headache for 5 more years?
You have a choice?
Yes.
Well, you have a
Sign
choice
and
for
trade.
5 years. Yeah.
You always have a choice.
Right.
For one thing, the Nets always try to be the big team in town compared to the Knicks. So
Never will.
here's the difference between the Nets and the Knicks. The Nets made $2.1 million per game last season. The Knicks made $3 million. And the Nets are heavily in debt, heavily over the cap. And Joe Tsai, even though he's the Kona Valley Bomber, is only going to give up $100 million a year in losses. Only so much.
41. So if they have 41 home games, right? Would you tell me?
Well, it's not just that. He also owns the Barclays Center and the lack of other
But you
events in
said
there.
per game. So 41. So the Knicks make $123 million on games, and the Nets make. Would you tell me
2.1 million a game.
2.1. So they made $86.1 million. So man, when you that's barely those two guys' salary. I mean, it's TV money, it's everything else. I get it, but that is quite a difference.
Yes. So
Right.
they're never going to be the Knicks. But do you want Kyrie? I mean, I don't. I mean, you just listen to him talk, and it's, once he's signed to a 5-year contract, and now that his sister's the agent, I don't want to deal with that as a Net fan.
Are you a
There's
Net
other
fan?
players in the league that you could bring that are lesser quality than Kyrie that won't give you the headache, and you could still, as a team, win.
Well, so Kyrie won with LeBron, and he was a big piece of that, right? Since then, JJ, Kyrie's really talented. Do you ever talk about him when you tell me, the top 5 players in the league? Does Kyrie's name ever come up?
Top 5 players, no.
Top 10?
Okay. No. He's not a leader that's going to take you to the promised land.
I think that's
Unless
right.
your promised land has to be
No.
every belief he has.
I don't believe he's a leader, especially in at least in basketball, in this situation, in this form, in this setting. I don't believe he's a leader, no. And that's why Kevin Durant's got to make sure it's his team, and you've got Kyrie Irving say, well, it's my team, and we're going to co-manage this. No, he's a tough guy, just a personality to deal with.
Right. And there's a good chance now that, and I told Emily this yesterday, now that Ben Simmons had his spine replaced yesterday, maybe he's going to start playing basketball,
Maybe.
that the Nets don't keep him and get rid of him for another couple of players.
For Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that they're going to get a couple of players for an injured, unproven Ben Simmons.
He's injured, but this was a minor back surgery that he can start on-court activity.
Yeah. But
in 3 weeks.
if you try to move him, what are you getting? You're not getting value for him. Who's trading for a guy who didn't play for a year, who just had back surgery, and giving you what you think is value? Like there's as much as you want to tell me you can move
NBA,
contracts.
anything can happen.
They can move him. They're not getting what you're talking about getting. Who's giving that kind of quality for him? Come on.
I don't know.
All right.
Unless the Nets decide, okay, we'll trade him to the Lakers and we'll take, Tyler Horton, another player, and their 2027 first-round pick.
The Lakers are going to give you a first and 2 players for a broken-down guy who hadn't played a year?
Yes, because they know that LeBron can get Simmons to play.
I think that's a stretch.
Is LeBron a leader?
Yeah, he's a leader.
Do you think he can get the best out of his players?
I think he used to. I mean, I kind of watched
And
last year. I don't
LA
know that he got the
is
best out of
not as vicious a
anybody.
market as New York is.
Yeah. I think that's a stretch, but okay. I just
I
don't
don't
think
think
you're
it is.
getting.
In terms of how the fans and media get on you, I think New York is far worse.
No. I'm just talking about this. Yes, New York is a worse media place, tougher place to play. I'm talking about the trade.
Well, the trade, but we're just seeing. And then lastly, you've got to give the baseball credit for suspending Bauer for 2 years, and this is now where the NFL needs to step up and say to Deshaun Watson, "You're gone for a year, and since you only have $1 million in salary for this year, we're fining you $20 million."
Ooh.
And then the Cleveland Browns, who didn't trade Baker, will be compelled to play him this season for his money.
Ooh, $20 million. All right, that's interesting. You got interesting
Well,
thoughts
because
today,
who did
Lenny.
they sign as a backup?
Who'd they sign as a backup?
I can't. I mean, it's not a big name as the ex-quarterback from Indianapolis Colts who replaced Rivers.
I'll find it for you.
It's Jacoby Brissett.
It is Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. They signed him for 2 years.
Yeah.
So if you have if they haven't traded Baker and they have a feeling down the pipeline, this is going to be the biggest suspension in NFL history, and NFL is going to take the lead from what baseball does with domestic violence and predators. This is what they need to do.
All right. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks for the first
Thank you.
for our
Have a
first
good one.
segment, first Friday call. See you. Wow, that's a lot there. Wow.
It's Friday.
All right. I love the thought if you're the Nets. Yeah, I'm going to trade Ben Simmons, and I'm going to get the Lakers first, and I'm going to get Horton's two. I'm going to get 2 good people. Lakers going to do that?
No.
I think about it. I great idea if you're the Nets. Opening drive. Happy Friday. Let's go. Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what everybody yells into a camera? Let's go. When did that become the thing? Let's go.
Blame it on Tom Brady.
Is that all Tom Brady's thing? All right, everybody copy Tommy. Did he copyright that too? Let's go. It's the opening drive. Let's go. On 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Mix a little sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated, with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best
on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
You know what I need to get?
Just cell phone.
Should I just
That's
try
what
the
you need.
cell phone? I need to get one of those little light rings for the TV. Adrian, I'm working on the lighting.
They have really cool like portable ones.
Do
like
they?
It's like they're little. That's what I have when I travel.
Yeah,
They're
I
really
think
cool.
I need one. The lights in
Amazon.
here are insane.
They're bad.
And
They're
they
very bad.
bounce off my bald head. I was like, I don't know, what was I like? It was just shiny, super shiny.
I look like a ghost.
Yeah, I did. I did. So now I'm kind of blurry. I just we're going with lighting en natural on the television side, and I gotta turn the angle because then is that all right? Does that work for you? I mean, it is for now. For the record, I didn't take advantage of an opportunity today, Marie.
I know.
JJ, I walked in and the computer. What was Fred? Fred was on. Fred Slow was in. We share space, obviously, and Fred was in yesterday, even though they didn't have a show. So he left his shades here. I placed his shades all perfectly, but he's left his computer signed on. And people are like, "Well, I mean, if you do that, you deserve whatever you get." No. One time I kind of retaliated back in the day, and somebody did that, and I posted something on their social media. I just signed Fred off. I didn't go into his social media, which I would have had access to. And I wasn't even tempted, really, kind of, not that much. But for the record, I just, nope, signed him off. So hopefully that's good karma that comes back.
Good karma.
We'll see. All right, 505-246-0610. I'm going to tell you the biggest thing for me yesterday. All right, no hoops yesterday. Cinco de Mayo, I mean, sacred holiday. You can't play on Cinco de Mayo. What was the biggest story in sports for you yesterday?
For me personally,
yeah,
it was the Avalanche game.
Okay, because you're vested, you're a fan. All right. If you were impartial, if you didn't have a team playing yesterday,
I didn't have a dog in the fight. I think Sergio Garcia.
Yes.
Because my gosh, if you want to talk about the biggest whiner in sports,
well, it's such a two-pronged story to me.
Because there's one where, as we'll dive into this, and you will greatly explain this to the people.
Yeah.
You go, all right, Sergio had a point.
I think he had a point. I think he was right, actually. I think he was right.
He was, and the PGA Tour said he was.
Yeah.
And we'll explain that, of course. But when he keeps talking, you're just like, go away, man. I'm so tired. Bye.
Can't wait till you go to your new tour.
I can't wait until you leave this tour.
Yeah,
How about that?
And we're all excited, too. All right, so Sergio Garcia hits a ball left. And he had to get over, and I actually had to get over a little creek the other day, too.
Some pro golfer you are, Sergio.
I got my shoe. It was in the extra mud. All right. So, you get 5 minutes. Is it 5 minutes? 3 minutes? What's the new rule?
3 minutes.
It's 3 minutes. They knocked it down to up speed of play. The PGA did. To up speed of play, you get 3 minutes to look for a lost ball. Okay. Sergio's playing the 10th hole at the TPC Potomac. It's in Potomac, Maryland. And he hit the ball left. So it's high grass, some of it about waist high, left. But he had to get over the creek first. He had to work his way, find the bridge, work his way over. And in his mind, the clock shouldn't have started until he got over that bridge. I think he's right. Okay? I think he's right. The rules official with that group started the clock when he got into the area. And so he found his ball, but the rules official assessed him a penalty for taking too much time while trying to find said ball because they're allowed 3 minutes to find once they arrive at the vicinity of where it landed. Garcia feels the vicinity should have been when he got on the right side of the damn creek. The rules official started it when he got over in that general area. And Sergio was pissed. Quote, do we have the this sounds hard to hear. I'll read it to you. Quote, you want me to swim through the river? I wasn't looking for the ball there. I was looking for the ball once I got onto this side. Does that make sense? End quote. JD, he's right, don't you think? With the argument?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing? The rules official said, you know what, you're right. I should have started the rule. I'm not assessing you a penalty. By the way, he shot like a 67.
So here's what I have. A question for you, too, and all this.
Yeah.
So if, Joe Golf Fan X
can
spot a violation. Did they take that away, by the way?
Oh, when I'm sitting on my couch with on my 12th beer and I saw the ball move.
I saw the ball move.
Yeah, and I can call in.
And you can call in.
Yeah.
And they assess penalties after the round.
Which is crap.
Why can't they
fix this?
Say, all right, there was a mistake made.
Yeah.
We're not adding this stroke on that hole.
Yeah. Because, didn't he pick it up then and take it unplayable? His next shot was back of the fairway, wasn't it? You know what? I honestly don't know. Why can't they do that?
Because he took the drop?
I think they can. And I think they should.
Because it was a mistake.
It was,
the rules official made a mistake.
Yeah, and I don't know how much time it took once, it should have started, once the clock should have started. I don't know. The rules official made a mistake starting the clock early. It's just bad. And just say, you know what? You're right, dude. I screwed up. You're right. My bad. No penalty stroke. So Sergio goes on this. Would you want me to swim over there? He goes on a rant, and then that's kind of the news, but it's not even close to the news, because then he loses the argument. He waves his hands in disgust, and he says, "quote I can't wait to leave this tour. I can't wait to get out of here, my friend." End quote. And then he walked through the waist-high grass a little longer, and he was cranky. A couple more weeks, he said, quote, "a couple more weeks. I don't have to deal with you anymore," end quote. Good day, sir. The PGA Tour clarified their statement later in the day. Video review, it determined that the search time clock should have been paused, as Garcia, quote, "spent considerable amount of time trying to access the other side of the creek," end quote. But that was not in the clear view of the referee. So they admitted they were wrong. To clarify, the time spent by Garcia trying to access the other side of the creek should have been delayed the start of the search clock, and the ball would have still been in play if not for that error. So he got screwed on it. It was bad. And I think the rules official out there, look, people make mistakes, right? Sometimes, I don't know, you want an automated strike zone, you want an automated rule guy out there. Under the rules of golf, his score does not change despite the clarification, it says, JJ. So this is what your answer, your question that you asked. Garcia was informed of these developments following his round. The PGA Tour said, but under the rules of golf, his score does not change despite the clarification. How can it change if I call in from my couch in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but they've realized it on site and they can't change the score?
Is it, like you said, because he took a drop?
I don't know.
And he did not play it.
I honestly don't know. Maybe he did play it for. I don't know.
Where it lied?
Yeah.
So there was a mistake. Sergio is frustrated. So he's going at the rules official.
Yeah.
So it's just like we've seen a manager or player go off on an umpire or going at a referee. But at the end of it, Sergio, you can't wait to get out of here?
Go.
You can't wait to leave? Well, have fun playing in a golf tournament that no one's going to watch, that no one's going to care about. Even if it's you and Phil Mickelson, y'all ain't the fan favorites that you think you are.
Yeah. Yeah. No, look, people will watch it. There'll be enough names that people will watch the first one, June 7th, whatever that is, right, when it's coming up here. People will watch.
You have this internal battle about what is still going on, and there are golf talking heads that it's not just a PGA Tour thing. They're like, are you really just still going forward with this, everyone? Just all in with these guys?
I mean, you got a little cooling on it when the thing blew up on Phil, but you got Lee Westwood, Sergio Garcia, I think Robert Garrigus. I think there's a number of players who have asked
no one's
to go
watching
play.
that. 100%. No one's watching that.
Well, I don't know that no one's watching it. I think people are going to watch. It'll be kind of, in some respects, more viewership than the USFL first round or first week to see what it's all about, to see some of the players. They'll be big names. I don't know that they're going to watch it week in and week out. And I don't know if those guys, those guys are all going to come back for the majors.
Yeah, like they don't.
Which is what you watch.
Apparently, they don't need anyone to watch it because the Saudis just
are throwing money,
handing out all this money.
Yeah, they're throwing out the money like it's crazy. Yeah. But I think
you don't need us. We don't need you.
Look, Sergio had been known. He's 42 years old now. He had been known his whole early career as the biggest whiner in sports, right? The biggest whining crier in sports. Everything was always somebody else's fault. He was right in this situation. And look, I get the frustration. And Adrian, good stuff. Getting this up there. What would you have done?
The LeBron.
Like you would have argued your case if you were him, wouldn't you? And he was sitting on the I can't wait to get off this tour thing. I mean, I'm not mad at him for being angry because he was right. Mm-hmm. And it's actually a good line. Do you want me to swim over here? Like,
well, and then with all these guys, when you're in it, then he proceeds to start bleeping the official.
Yeah.
And it's just we accept it because it's sport. So
what
that athletes and coaches can say that to officials.
Yeah. It was a blatantly bad call. Mm-hmm. And what do you ever talk about?
Grow up, though,
call
dude.
in golf? When you grow up is fair. Yeah, it's fair. You're 42
like
now.
The dude made a mistake.
Yeah.
As frustrated as you are.
Frustrating, though. And that's a frustrating
take your clubs and go home, man.
Yeah, it's a frustrating one. 505-246-0610. You got emails in on that already at jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. As we move into the warmer months, and it is going to be warm in these next few days, the active months, you're moving more, doing more. Fellas, you ready? You're your best you. Gentlemen, if you're not quite the best you can be, if you're tired too often, maybe dealing with hair loss, weight gain, depression, even erectile dysfunction, NuMale can help you. In fact, NuMale has helped thousands of men around the country with these exact things, these natural things. Give them a call at 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688, or visit NuMale, NuMale.com. The call, that first call, sometimes that's the hardest part. Don't make excuses. Make that call. Because once you visit NuMale, you're going to realize the process is easy, it's comfortable, it works. Guys, that's the best part. It works. The results are real, and men everywhere are feeling better. The number's 505-652-1688. Enjoy being active. Enjoy being you again. NuMale, 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688. Or visit NuMale.com and enjoy being the best you.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Days at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
JJ just asked, are the rules officials, are they hired by the course or they travel with the tour? I got to believe they're tour officials. I want to close out the Sergio talk, because where are you on him? I know where you are. You're done. Just don't whine, shut up, grow up on this one. Well, I'm going to tell you. Go ahead.
Okay, it's one. No, we see it. It's part of sport, right? Players, coaches, not just arguing with referees, but really showing them up. Just like you said, Kyle Schwarber with Angel Hernandez and that entire game. Pick a basketball coach going at someone. But two, in this instance, when you're Sergio Garcia, there's 7 people watching that round around the course at that moment in time. Everything you say is going to be picked up clear as day. And you pointed out he had that locked and loaded. The comment about the PGA Tour, all right, you want to take your shots?
Yeah.
You want to go play somewhere else? But then it wasn't just him arguing the call after the fact. He was like, that's bleep, you're bleep.
Yep.
You are putting that dude on blast. He made a mistake, and everyone can hear everything you're saying, and you're very adamant about what you're doing in that situation.
Look, I have no problem with him initially. Yeah. You want me to swim over there? Having that conversation. To me, it's no different than any basketball coach getting in a referee's face, a manager going out, Kyle Schwarber blowing up the other day on balls and strikes. I mean, we've had this conversation a million times on this program. In what other profession outside of professional sports is it okay to get in another man's face and berate them publicly? No, honestly. I mean, think of another one. We used to have Steve Alford used to do it a lot when he was here, and he commanded the sidelines like Bobby Knight did, like Mike Krzyzewski and Tom Izzo do, and go watch any especially more college than pros.
Oh yeah.
But watch a college basketball game and watch these coaches in the face of these officials, and go try that with your boss. Well, they're not boss. Go try that with your peers. Go try that go try it on the street, right? I mean, so. To me, Sergio getting upset with the official, who made a bad call, by the way, is no different than any of that. And honestly, I don't have a problem with him getting upset and saying what he said. And you want me to swim over here? And did he get a little too far with your bleep? What did he say, JJ? Your bleep, and that's a bleep call?
Yeah.
All right. Is that getting a little personal? Is that getting a little too far? Yeah, probably. I don't have a problem with that.
It's a track record with Sergio, man.
I get it. Look, I'm just going to tell you, if that was, pick your golfer. Who's your calmest golfer? Give me one. Pat Perez? Mm-hmm. I mean, if Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy?
Because I wonder how many others. everyone would argue the call.
Yes.
Who would keep it going?
Of course.
Keep it going to the point of I can't wait to be off this tour.
No, not even just that. But then they played, they're back in their fairway,
Well, then
and he just keeps going at the dude.
It's in your head, and you chunk your next shot because you're pissed, and it's in your head. And we know golf is 95% above the shoulders, right? And so it's especially at that level. And so it led to another. Look, Sergio had a good round. I think he's sitting he shot a 67. I mean, he had a nice round. He's 4 strokes
Should be
out.
4 under, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's at a good place. I don't have a problem with him arguing the call. If you want to tell me you have a problem with him with the line that he had loaded, where I can't wait to get off this tour, 2 more weeks, and I don't have to deal with you, bro, or whatever, or my friend. It was that taken. I think that's the story. He's gone, and these guys are gone, and the frustration with the tour comes out. I don't know if this is a tour thing or if it's that's individual made a bad call.
There are people thinking like Phil Mickelson, which we get it, the business side of it. But the name you just said, Lee Westwood, Sergio Garcia, Phil Mickelson.
Big names. Not big enough to take down the PGA Tour.
You can go play overseas.
Yeah.
You get out of whatever obligations you have, go do it. Y'all ain't bringing down the PGA Tour.
100%. Where are you?
Simmer down now.
I think it's 2 different things. I think with this situation, I don't care that he was upset. I'd be upset too. I mean, it's a frustrating sport. But I think it's to JJ's point, it's the track record. I looked up clips for us. There's a million clips from now since 2017 of him just whining. And I don't care much for all the whining, but I don't think we need to make a big deal out of this. I think this is just his character.
Well, I think the biggest story out of this is I can't wait to be off this tour.
Yeah, like that's a little extreme.
And if he didn't say that, would we even be having an issue with it?
No.
If he didn't say,
he just had a bad moment and just was frustrated in his normal self.
I don't know that we'd spend 2 segments on this
absolutely
today, right?
not.
We'd say, did you see
Correct.
Sergio yesterday? He was right. Good line.
Same,
you want me to
same
swim
old
over
Serge.
Well, but I'm going to tell you, pick your guy. If that was Rory McIlroy, if that was Brooks Koepka, if that was...
I don't think they would say that.
I think they would have said something.
Really? I think they'd complain, but would they say, I can't wait to leave this tour?
No, that's what
I'm saying.
I think they would have said something.
I'm not arguing for what I'm talking about the fact that he kept going at the dude afterwards.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And he made it personal. Rory wouldn't have done that.
I don't think they would have gone and said, you're bleep, and that's bleep. Yeah.
Right. And everyone in the moment is be upset because the world's official made a mistake.
Here's one thing that I do know for a fact. This is pretty universal, okay, in team sports at least. You can go at the official and question his call. You can tell him that was a horse bleep call. You can tell him that was bleep. But when you tell him your bleep, that's the difference. That's the magic word to get thrown, right? You can, when you say that was a crap call, that was, but if you turn it into your crap,
right?
That's where the line sways. And so what you're saying, JJ, is when he went after him and saying, your bleep.
Yeah, everyone's frustrated. It's the game. It's sport. It's emotional. We've seen it.
He should have just flipped him off. That's the new thing. Just flip him off. That's flip the birdie.
Love that.
Flip the birdie. That's the new thing.
Kyrie go Draymond on him.
Yeah.
It's what you just laid out. You made it personal. The guy made a mistake. You can be frustrated. I don't care that you were arguing the call. It was what you kept going after the fact. Like at some point in time, do we just throw everything out the window because it's sport? And from fans, players, do whatever the heck you want because it's
sports.
sport.
I've asked that question for years. Yeah. I've asked that question for years, man. Where else is this okay? Is it okay? And somebody makes a mistake here. Is it okay for you to go off on them? They put the wrong color toner in the printer, and your damn thing printed red instead of black, and you're in a hurry.
We already bend the rules so much because it's a different world, and you can't equate it just to what you do 8 to 5 in your office. But I still think at some point, as an athlete, Sergio Garcia in this situation, when you go from being upset, as you said, arguing the call, to then just completely putting on a show.
He put on a show
to go after the guy.
Yep.
That's why no one likes you, dude. That's why no one likes you.
He had
Sergio.
a point to make, man. He had a point to make, and I think all of these. equity that he made, all of the public sentiment that he turned around when he won the Masters and was kind of, oh, Sergio's matured, he's a good guy. I think he lost 85-90% of it yesterday. 505-246-0610. Kirtland Federal Credit Union, New Mexico, strong since 1958, is your home loan leader. They are built in the heart of Albuquerque, and it is their goal to help New Mexicans achieve the dream of home ownership with the right loans, local expertise, and a relationship built on trust. The Kirtland Federal Credit Union mortgage team is 100% local. Your loan stays 100% local. You will never send a payment out of state. You have a question? When you reach out to talk to someone about your new home, you'll talk to someone right here in Albuquerque. Meet the Kirtland Federal Credit Union mortgage team. Get started today at kirtlandfcu.org/home loan center. kirtlandfcu.org/home loan center. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is an equal opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. See your representative for complete details.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dreams are stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years.
Sports Animal.
All right. You guys are coming in on this a little bit. La Nina says, Harold, Jeff, have you ever had a coworker ready to retire and all they do is bitch about everything? Sergio's rant reminds me of one of those. I could see that. You know, this Saudi tour is being fueled by players who have that feeling. Like, this isn't all JJ. Well, it's a lot about money. A lot of them are frustrated about some of the rules of the PGA Tour. And obviously, the 3-minute rule is one of the things that really bothers Sergio, and so he wants out. And a few more weeks, I won't have to see you again, my friend. That was nice of him to call him a friend, though, wasn't it? That was him softening the blow after he called him bleep. You are bleep, right? Was that before or after?
That
bleep?
I'd feel like if I was in that moment,
yeah,
I would have pulled a Jeff Symbieta.
What would you have done?
And had one of those like snippy comments and then gotten everyone kicked out. Sergio's all screaming. I would have been like, well, bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Like, sir, you got to leave. Oh,
All right,
okay.
we're clearing the everybody's got to go to right field. It's like, who's that guy? All right, 505-246-0610. No NBA last night. I mean, how could you play on Cinco de Mayo? We closed our offices and wanted our employees to have time with their family. Very important day. We'll have seven
margaritas or
we'll
tacos.
have 7 games on Christmas, but we can't.
Got to get those tacos and margs.
Tell me what I missed there.
I don't know. 'Cause it's
JJ
every day.
No, I get JJ's point. They're lining up the weekend, but you can let it's crazy. I understand we're lining up the weekend and we take Thursday off. All right, fine. I think it caught every one of us by surprise. I know it caught you. You saw it coming? I'm okay with it.
Yes, I knew what the schedule.
Yeah, I didn't, dude. I didn't. I just
like I don't have to make any fantasy lineups tonight.
Jack says the NBA season isn't long enough, so they have to add an extra day to the state tournament, Jeff? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Maurice, this is we'll get into Maurice's thing later. Gopher said last week we had a hammer-hoe. Jeff, today's producer has big shoes to fill in regard to the hoe. Yeah, Steph hoed last week. Steph hoed.
Oh, I'm not hoeing because my voice is already.
Oh, I don't hoe.
I don't.
You have to come on the show and not hoe?
I never hoe.
Is that right?
But not in like a bad way.
What did you do in Vegas?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
She got married,
I've
dude.
done
I mean.
Well, it was a lot of content too, and podcasts and performing 30 minutes last night.
You didn't have time for our show.
30 minutes. What do you mean? That is not true, and we're not getting into that.
I'm just saying all the content.
Bad
Hold up,
communication.
Sergio.
All right, Sergio.
I don't know.
I'm not Sergio. I'm not complaining.
You had time for your boys, but I mean us little guys.
Nope.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Nope.
Yeah,
nope.
It's the truth.
No.
Were you
No.
really
They.
You were going to the draft at 8:30 in the morning.
I was making content and making podcasts and doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh, that's fair.
Running around.
You getting married.
Yep.
Yeah. Harold said, missed opportunity, Jeff. Please tell me you got pictures with Mick Cronin. I didn't get Mick.
Oh, man.
I did not get a picture with Mick Cronin. No, I did not. Gene, Albuquerque's AAA franchise, a must-watch, Jeff. They have the top offense in the PCL. They also can't guard anybody. They've given up almost twice as many points as some other clubs. As a result, they are the most entertaining team in town. All right. Yeah, they score, and they give up scores. It's not like a 0-0 match every night. I'll tell you that. Right?
Yeah.
Split doubleheader yesterday. Single game today?
That's 2 of the first 3 from OKC.
That's good. It's a good start, right?
Not too shabby.
Good start. Blocked by Loxley, Jeffrey Anamaria. Now Juan Jose knows how Dan feels. Every time I try to send an email, they never go through. He must have me blocked on the block list, too. It's from Dan. You blocked Dan, too?
I probably have to check the junk mail.
That's where a lot of the Jason emails go there for me. I don't even get Jason's emails. You always have to send them to me. For whatever reason, I don't get those. Carl said on the Kentucky Derby, Jeff, this is the weekend of the second most overrated event in sports, next to Army-Navy football, in my opinion. For the next 36 hours, these 20-plus horses will all be hyped like Lobo basketball recruits. Each one is the best thing ever. They just like Lobo basketball. Sunday, they will start entering the transfer portal, and we'll never hear from any of them again. The real excitement will start for me on Monday's OD when we see who's left standing for the Preakness. All right. I'll watch the Derby. Honestly, I don't have a horse for you yet. Did you pick your favorite name yet on the Derby?
Not yet.
All right. Well, you go out. Do
have some work to
you ever go to the track for the Derby? What do you do for the Derby? Do you go sit at the sports book? What do you do for the Derby?
I was really
whatever. I mean,
in New York, I was always bartending.
It can be whatever.
No, I'm just saying. I've been to Derby parties. Like it changed. It depends where I am in the world.
All right. That's
what do you do?
I kind of whatever. I don't have like sometimes there's been years. It depends who I'm hanging out with. Like there's been years I've gone to the track. There's years just catch it. There's years I'll play golf and come back and watch it. Sometimes I don't have a Derby routine. I know JJ does. See, JJ's big on the Derby.
Very big.
You and Austin going to sit around and scream at the horses?
I always forget it's Derby weekend until we get that first email.
Yeah. By the way, it's Mother's Day weekend, too. You and Austin have that figured out?
Yes, we do.
What do you got going?
Luckily, we're doing a nice little kind of family event with my mom as well.
Nice.
Kind of two birds, one stone type of thing. And then, well, it's also the few days before our anniversary, so there's a lot going on this weekend.
You got Mother's Day anniversary. Too bad you can't throw her birthday in there.
This is not
a 3-for-1.
Yeah, it's all right there.
Get it all handled.
Now you better do a bunch of remotes in April so I can afford May. Is that how that works? Yeah, hopefully you got Mother's Day figured out, boys and girls. Don't forget. It's Derby Day, but it is Mother's Day. It's a big flower weekend, isn't it? With the Derby, the Mother's Day.
Should be able to find those.
I don't know.
Growing, right? Hopefully there's not flower importers.
Don't pull them out of your neighbor's yard. 505-246. Oh, that's not the only story that's around a big golfer that's going to another tour. See the excerpts from the book? Phil can gamble. And it sounds like he doesn't win that much. Have you seen those numbers? That's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
To thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family. my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is The Opening Drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
I know hoops for you because Cinco de Mayo is a hoopless day. You can't hoop on Cinco de Mayo. I mean, it's translated to mean no hoop. Didn't you know that? It's not right. You can play a million games on Christmas, but it's Sacred Cinco. So you'll get it back today, but you got a lot of hockey last night if you want to get in on that, if you watched it. Rangers, Panthers, Avalanche, and the Stars won yesterday. It's The Opening Drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. All right, we talked Sergio in his rant, and I'm happy to have this conversation. I love where you are with Sergio's rant and his whole, because he was right on the call, but where you are on his whole can't wait to get off this tour thing. See you, and I don't want to have to see you, my friend. But I think, I don't know, just as big a golf story yesterday was the excerpts of the book on Phil Mickelson coming out, and Phil's got issues now. Federal auditors are investigating his role in an insider trading scheme back in whenever it was. Found that his gambling losses. Did you see the numbers on his gambling losses? Like I know you're a what are you? What do you call her as a gambler?
The basic better.
The basic better, right? $20 10-team parlays, right?
Yes.
That's your thing.
Yes.
Have you ever hit one?
Yes.
You did hit a $20 10-teamer.
I hit I don't think it was 10, but
okay. Because when you do, it's gonna be sweet.
It's like one a year.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, 2 in Vegas. I swear.
I know you were close. You were close. I know. Did you see Mickelson's gambling losses? Have you seen the numbers?
No.
All right. So the federal investigators found that his gambling losses were more than $40 million from 2010 to 2014. This is in Alan Shipnuck's book that's coming out in here soon. So that's $10 million a year. Shipnuck put out an excerpt of his book. It's called Fire Pit Collective. On his, it's basically an unauthorized biography of Phil. It'll come out later in May, in about 2 weeks during the PGA Championship, where Phil is the defending champion. But Phil hasn't decided if he's playing yet.
$10 million
a year, $40 million over 4 years. Gambling losses.
Love to see what he bet on.
I mean, look, I think everybody's known Phil bets, right?
Does he bet on golf?
Does he? That's interesting. And I don't ever think that's been an issue. I mean, I don't think he's ever been accused of betting on himself or betting on golf or whatever.
The Pete Rose of golf.
But that's interesting. But I don't think it's ever been not known that Phil loves the sports book. Bets football. You know, he bets a ton of football.
A sports bet with Phil.
Would you?
Yes.
He's got a lot on the line. He's got a lot on the line. That's very loud, Bob Clark. Mickelson's basically been out of public view since the final round of that Saudi Invitational, or the International, on February 6th. I don't even know what to say well, I do kind of, actually. $40 million in gambling losses, JJ. Put it in perspective, and don't hit me with, well, I mean, it's all in perspective, Jeff. It's just like you and me losing a couple $100. I don't know. I'm going to guess, and I've never been here, $40 million is $40 million. Like, losing $40 million has got to hurt, doesn't it? I don't care how much you make. $40 million has got, doesn't it?
It makes you also think, are we really out here trusting Phil Mickelson's decisions now?
Right?
Like, everyone follow me to where all the money is. Like, what? Are you sure about that, Phil?
Remember when
you back this up?
Yeah. No, yes. Mickelson's income in 2012.
I was going to look that up.
That's the time of the Dean Foods stock deal that netted him nearly $1 million in 1 week. So his income in 2012 is estimated at $48 million.
In 2021, the estimate is $400 million.
That's a lot of money. But this is in 2012 when he was in that run from 10 to 14 where he lost $40 million. So he makes 48 in a year. He loses 10. Taxes on 48 million, taxes take, I mean, what do you end up with? 30.
Oh my
you
gosh.
end up with 35 million-ish. And then you lose 10, so you only have 25 million to spend. I don't know how you survive on that. He says, tongue in cheek. The book also says that money was largely behind that split. Remember when him and Bones split, his caddy, his longtime caddy, Jim Bones Mackay? The book says that Bones left Mickelson after the memorial that year over a series of simmering grievances, including hundreds of thousands of dollars in back pay. So evidently he wasn't paying his caddy. There'll be more details in the book. This is a good tease, man. People are going to read this damn book. Like with all the books that come out, when was the last one you went, oh, I got to buy that book? People are buying this book, don't you think?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Yeah. People will buy this book. The Telegraph in London has sources that says Mickelson has received $30 million up front. He's got to appear in each of 8 events that make up the LIV Golf Series. This is the Saudi, that other tour. The tournaments offer $20 million in prize money with an additional $5 million for team play. For instance, this week's tournament is a $9 million purse. That one, they'll have $20 million purses. So they have bigger money, evidently longer time to find your damn ball.
All the time in the world.
Yeah. And they haven't really put out the team component, have they? How that's going to work? So Phil's got to play in 8 of them. They've already paid him the money? I mean, if these people are as sketchy as Phil, no wonder. He's got issues, dude. If they've already given him $30 million and he better, to appear in all 8 tournaments, he kind of has to appear in all 8 tournaments. I'm going to guess he doesn't want issues with those people. And he says those people. Yeah. Wouldn't you assume that?
Yes, I would. Phil Mickelson, you can now see why he is so adamant about making sure he and others are playing on that tour.
How do you reconcile in your mind? It's not your money, and you tell me all the time, we can't equate pro sports money to us, to common people, to people who are making money, even if you're making a decent living, right? $40 million.
Yeah. It's not
4 years.
Like just it's not. We're not talking about like a business loss or someone taking a hit. If that was just straight losing $40 million in gambling,
yeah.
My goodness.
I don't know. I'd rather lose a gambling than taking a business loss. I think. You got. What'd be a better way to lose $40 million?
Right, you got the money to
stock market when the market crashes by 1,000 points
situation.
yesterday. Yeah. If you got the money, so you're on that boat, which I'm okay with. Well, if you got the money to burn, then I mean, he made $48 million. If he made $48 million in 1 year, so he made somewhere around $200 million, and he lost 40. All right, that's his entertainment.
So, is that why he couldn't pay his caddy?
I think that's a separate issue, and those details are in the book. I don't know, and Bones will probably have to come out and make a comment on that. Right, Bones is on.
I got you this weekend. I lost the $10 million on.
Yeah, sorry, bro. The Steelers lost by 4, and if they would have lost by 3, we'd have been good. I'd have been able to pay you, but I got to go pay Guido, right? I don't know. I'm sure, but now Bones is gonna have to comment on this. Bones is a commentator on Golf Channel and NBC Golf. When I saw the number yesterday, JJ,
where is he placing those bets?
Somewhere that gladly took them. I promise you that. I mean, wherever it was, whichever.
Sure wasn't anywhere in Reno.
Yes. Well, at least not off track. Yeah. Anybody affiliated with it will take the bet. I just $40 million. How do you feel about Phil? Is Phil the happy-go-lucky, shucks guy that shakes every hand? Or is he a con artist shyster who's in it for him? No, honestly. Because his persona, he has a very carefully crafted image in the public. And the guys, this has been a long time thing, right? The guys on tour don't really love Phil. That's what it's been said. He's not that good of a guy, people say, but his persona, because he does every interview and he's super polished and he's super nice to the media. Give me an example of Phil blowing up at the media once. Give me a Tiger Woods moment, a Sergio moment with Phil. You don't have one, do you? He's crafted really well. He shakes every hand, signs every autograph on the course, walking off. People love Phil. Oh, Phil, big lefty. Right? No, and this is the image that you hear about. Players don't seem to like Phil. Do you root for Phil? I totally root for Phil. I kind of bought into the image a little bit, even though I knew what was going on in the background a little. But I still, all right, whatever. I kind of like him. I like the way he plays the game. He gambles. He's a guy. Does this do anything to change it? The book might when more comes out.
This whole situation has, because I think anytime you step in it, you make a mistake of something, you just got to own it. And Phil Mickelson didn't own it. He tried to blame it on Alan Shipnuck, who he obviously has had plenty of conversations with. Like, this dude's not making this stuff up about this book, and then having on the record conversations trying to say, oh, all this stuff was off the record, and instead of explaining it to us what is going on. It's kind of like, yeah, I didn't really do anything wrong. It's all on you guys, but I'm just gonna go away anyway.
I'm kind of curious where you all are on Phil. 505-246-0610. The text line is the same number, 505-246-0610. Where do I don't even know how to put $40 million into context because, well, I don't. Jeff needs to turn up the volume on his mic. JJ and Amory's volume is twice as what Jeff's is. Is that right? Is that what you guys are hearing?
It doesn't sound any different than other days to me.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry. Keep them coming. I'll work on that. Hey, the words private security may sound expensive, but what's protecting your home worth? What's protecting your family worth? What's protecting your business worth? Aaron Jones owns International Protective Service, IPS. And for about $5 a day, you can hire IPS. Highly trained armed IPS officers will patrol your home. Come by twice a day. They'll watch for any suspicious activity. They'll even pick up the mail, move your trash cans from the curb and back when you're not home. They just did it for me this week. I was out of town. They moved my trash cans back on garbage day. It was Monday. It is affordable private security that, well, in today's day and age, with crime on the upswing and officer shortages continuing, it's certainly something worth looking into. Give them a call, see what IPS can do for you. I've trusted them for years. I love what they do. My neighbors love them so much, they also hired IPS. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420, or visit ipsglobal.com. IPS, making Albuquerque a safer place to live and work.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Everguard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spots.
And AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, I got a couple of things. On Sergio, actually, this was on Hefty, and he's right. Mo just says addict. I guess that's the answer, right? I mean, that's the simple. I mean, you're addicted to gambling. And people say you can't be addicted. If you can afford it, you're not addicted. Well, that's not totally true. There's plenty of people who are addicted to oxycodone who can afford it and doesn't make it good for you. There's plenty of people who are addicted to gambling who, I mean, if you can afford to lose $40 million, God bless you. Like, honestly. But it would still make you an addict. That'd be an addiction, would it not be? Feels that way.
Feels that way.
The text line
Feels that way.
The text line says, I hope he leaves, Sergio, and we don't hear from him again. That goes for Hefty also. A lot of people feel this way. Text line also says, aren't you three missing the central point here while calling this golfer a whiner? The incorrect call of too much time, which you say was correct to challenge, was upheld. It would appear such an unjust upholding of a penalty stroke would warrant such a complaint. Isn't that what I said? Didn't I say I have no problem with him complaining about the call because it's the same.
Well, it would appear,
and David,
that you didn't listen to the end of our point, where my frustration from Sergio Garcia came from the fact that he didn't just keep it going. He went out of his way to make it known his displeasure with that man after the fact. Rules official made a mistake, but then he's like, oh, and by the way, clear as day, because we know everyone is going to pick this up. Bleep that, bleep you.
Yeah. Look,
that's where my displeasure came from.
David, I'm sorry, to the texter. Yes. No, I think you're 1,000% right, and that was kind of my point. I have he was right to argue the call. To me, it's no different than a basketball player arguing a call, a coach arguing a call, Kyle Schwarber going after the home plate umpire there. Like it was a bad call and it was upheld, and yes, that's the big issue here. I think the bigger story is him going then back after him and getting personal with the rules official and saying, I can't wait to get off this damn tour. That's the bigger story. Speech, good morning to you.
How you doing, Jeff?
Good. Speech, how you living?
Hey, I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Which is a bigger scandal, Phil's gambling or Tiger doing escorts?
Bigger scandal? I mean, Tiger doing escorts.
Than the $40 million gambling?
I mean, what's a bigger scandal? I mean, I define scandal.
Scandal.
Well, okay, a bigger, thing to talk about.
I don't know. Look,
gossip.
Whatever you like.
A worse thing.
Yeah.
A worse.
How about this? Whatever gets you going. Like honestly, if people love to talk about Tiger, because I'll go Tiger just because everything Tiger is bigger than everything else. So Tiger, as a married man, his infidelity was a big deal, right? Because people loved it. It was scandalous. It was juicy. It was hot. It was sexy. It brought everything in, and then you started seeing all the Perkins waitress in this, and then you had the accident in the golf club, and this one's a dude losing $40 million gambling. I don't know. Amory, JJ, where are you guys? I mean,
it's Tiger.
Tiger?
Yeah.
Tiger.
I'm talking scandalous.
Yeah.
Tiger.
All right, Speech. There you go. Probably Tiger.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate. Oh, I wanted to ask Amory a question.
Amory.
Yes. You tweeted out on Facebook. You said a joke last night, and a Packer fan left the audience. Could you tell me that joke?
I'll write it to you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Speech.
I'm not mad about it because it ended up being a very funny scenario, but I hate when the punchline doesn't land.
Yeah, well, evidently it worked because the person left. By the way, I was with Danny Gonzalez, the Lobo football coach, in Scottsdale. This was on Tuesday night, and he was listening to the show Tuesday morning, I guess, before he left. And somebody called you Anne Marie, and he's like, I was really surprised you didn't go in and correct that person. He says, you always correct her. You always say Marie, like when Speech has called you Anne Marie. Her name is A. Marie.
Yeah.
At this point, okay, let's get here. And he's like, yeah, you must have been distracted. You were doing the show, from your room in Scottsdale.
You're trying to figure out the coffee.
But he's like, I was surprised because every other time you always jump in and you correct A. Marie. You always say A. Marie. So he's got your back too on that.
I appreciate it, Coach Gonzalez.
Yeah, he's got you as well. All right, we got you for a sweet deal. You go to our website, and this is going to go quick. Set your little alarm, boys and girls. Get your phone out. Set your alarm for 8:58 and get yourself all set up for 9 o'clock this morning. Go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon, and for just $25 tala, you get $50 worth of Pizza 9. There's only 100 of them left. Jasmine is here. Good morning, sunshine. How are you? Sorry about the darkness in here.
No, it's okay.
Are you okay? You can see across the room, right?
Barely, but I
Really? Stig, will you flip the lights on just for a minute? Oh, look what that did to my bald head. Whoa! Actually, holy smokes! Hey, you got a lot going on over Pizza 9, and it's party pack time, and it's graduations, and it's parties, and it's summer, and go.
Yeah, so congratulations to all the graduates this month.
What's the graduation song? Oh, is that the president's song?
No, I think that's the president's song.
What's the graduation song? How does it go? Oh yeah, guys, sing in the background, Stig. Yeah, it's been a minute since I graduated. I think I graduated. I'm sorry to cut you off. All right, so
Yes, my commencement speech now.
Please. You are the valedictorian.
Yeah, so graduation season is here. We're here to cater your parties. We have, of course, delicious pizza, but much more. We have our hot sandwich bar, which you can get Chicago beef.
Wait, hot sandwich bar?
Yes.
How does that work?
Sandwich bar. You can choose between Chicago beef.
You said bar, and her ears perked up.
Yeah, just sandwiches for the whole party, calzones, you name it.
Really? So you just kind of go along and make your own sandwich as we go?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hot?
Yep.
And it's fresh?
Hot, it's fresh.
And it's now?
You can get it now.
And I could use my sweet deals for that?
Yes, you can.
Damn, Stig. Look what you got going here. Stig's in the corner just going, that's what I brought you. All right. You guys really voted best pizza delivery in the city 5 years in a row?
Wow.
Yes, we are.
5 years running, kind of like us. I would just say.
Not too bad. So when you're looking at the party packs outside of the hot sandwich bar, what kind of things can you get to feed the people?
Yeah, so of course you have pizza, wings, calzones, salads, pizza 9 and more. That's our tagline: Chicago style pizza and more.
It's terrific. All right, the big deal right now, and everybody's got a party. Everybody's got something going, whether it's Mother's Day, and you can still get in on Mother's Day if you want to do. You got a lot of people coming over. You've got Memorial Day coming up at the end of the month. You've got graduations. You've got a lot of parties. That's really your big deal right now is the party packs.
Yes.
and tell me so a party pack is what? What is a party pack?
So a party pack has all of your essentials for food at the party. You have your appetizers, your main dishes, your drinks. It's a one-stop shop.
All right. How many pizza nines we got going these days? Like 1,000 of them? 1 million of them? What?
Yeah, I believe
they're everywhere.
We have, close to 10, 15. And then we're actually opening up 2 in Sweden in the next couple of weeks.
All right. So these work in Sweden too, your sweet deals? If you just happen to be over there on business? I got a trip coming up, Stig. I'm going to Sweden. I got to get it. All right. Go to our website. It is sportsanimalabq.com. Go there before 9 o'clock. I'm just, boys and girls, don't call and say I was too late. There's 100 of them. And they go boom, boom, and then the third boom, they're already gone. So go in at 9 o'clock, click on the sweet deal icon, and for $25, you get $50 worth of Pizza 9 yumminess. Take advantage of that. Jasmine, enjoy the weekend. Stig, will you flip the lights off, please? It's really damn bright in here. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, Jazz. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Take advantage of that. 505-246-0610 if you want to continue and play radio with us. Good morning to you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Plan for the expected. Insure against the unexpected. Get a quality life.
It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Cheese is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com.
Off a little bit, if you want to get in on Sergio and his rant on the course yesterday, and again, I got no problem with him complaining about the call. I don't. I think he was right in complaining about the call. Was he right in getting personal with the rules official, calling him bleep, and then his whole I can't wait to be done with this tour, and a couple more weeks I don't have to see you again, my friend, and that was the story. I think it was telling that he's gone. It showed the frustration of the players who are on their way out. And then we talked about Phil losing $40 million, and David, I'm sorry, the texter, the same one who didn't like our last take, doesn't like this take either. Gambling loss is creditable. I'll just read it as it is, JJ. Towards tax liability, what one owes tax on. I understand what tax liability is. 10 million loss per year with 20 million plus earned per year. Such a loss is runty. RUNTY is what it says here. that's how I think this says Texas Mattress Man bets as much and may lose. The issue here is insider trading, not betting losses. So, first of all, this was found during the investigation into the insider trading conversation, which had its result. You think his tax guy was telling him, "Hey, Phil, here's a good write-off. Go lose $10 million a year." Is that what you're telling me? So, first of all, you can't lose $10 million if you. You know how hard it is? It's as hard as winning. If you're trying to lose, it's just as hard as winning. Isn't it? Go try to lose that money. Well, I guess it's easier to lose sometimes. Yeah, bet 10 team parlays, and okay, you'll keep losing every day. But, right?
Right.
I'm just saying. You think his tax guy was telling him to go lose all that money?
Got some advice for you.
Yeah.
Lose it.
Hey, lose $10 million, Phil. Go gamble. You'll have fun with it, and you'll lose, and it'll be a write-off. Okay.
Gosh, I want to see some of these bets.
I know. All right, 505-246-0610. That's the text line. That's the phone line. You can call, and you can send text. Bourne sent me a bunch of emails at jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. He said, I've gotten back from Vegas with various body parts not functioning properly, but vocal cords have never been one of them. Oh, I've come back with no voice from Vegas.
I also speak for a living.
Yeah, I've come back plenty of times without a voice from Vegas. Yeah, it hurts. You've heard me on the radio in Vegas. Remember that one time Frisch was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
Called Las Vegas.
I was a little scruffly on the air that morning at 6 a.m. in Vegas. You might be able to understand that. Yeah. He also said, Jeff, can I pull a Sergio? Can you imagine the nightmare the restaurants are going to be this weekend? They're already short-staffed and supplied. Then you have Stinko de Mayo. That's what it says in here. Stig. He was doing a Stig.
Oh, Stigo de Mayo.
Stinko de Mayo.
Like it.
Kentucky Derby, Mother's Day, back to back to back. I'd avoid going at all costs. Okay.
Now it'd be a great weekend
DoorDash?
to cook your madre a meal.
I don't
Show off your culinary skills.
Cinco was yesterday.
Got that out of the way.
How many people are going nuts at the restaurants for the Derby? I mean, there'll be people who are out because it's just another reason to go.
More people have parties.
They do.
Like, you dress up and
everybody's like, it's Derby time.
The mint juleps and the.
Yeah. You ever had a mint julep?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
who are you talking to?
They're kind of good.
I mean, the only time I have is like if I'm at like a Derby party.
You should. Yeah, that's fair. And then Mother's Day.
Fire up the toaster.
You know what? Sometimes moms just want to be left alone.
Brunch.
And to sit on the couch.
Moms don't want to be left alone.
No, not left alone. I'm saying they maybe don't want to go do a lot. They maybe want to just stay at home and chill.
Yeah, maybe. All right. He also says, "Don't look now, Jeffy. The Dow's down another 500 today." Damn.
Who's running it? Phil Mickelson.
Oh, see, it's just a tax write-off. Lobo Hobo says David is wrong, Jeff. Gambling losses can only be offset against gambling wins, not ordinary income. Ooh, that's from Lobo Hobo.
How much did he win during that time?
Yeah, you have to claim.
We don't.
So if
know
you
that,
win
right?
20 and lose 10, then you can write off the 10 that you won against the 20, the 10 you lost against the 21. I don't know. I'm not playing accountant here. When my accountant asks me every year when I do it, he says,
"How much did you
have
gamble?"
Gambling losses to claim. I'm like, no, man. Do you have gambling victories to claim? No. I mean, I'm just. First of all,
you're like fantasy football.
So I really, as much as I love the concept of it, I'm not a big gambler on sports. I am glad I wasn't this year because I would have gotten pumped. Right? Every time, JJ, this football season, every time I thought I knew something was a lock, I would have gotten smoked on it. I would have had a rough year. Look at our picks on the win totals. What did we hit? 3 and 4 out of 11?
Yeah. Mountain West shredded us.
Yeah,
this season.
Every time I think I know, I don't know. Yeah.
So, just wait.
Wait for what?
Until you can start doing it from your phone.
Yeah.
Then they'll be rolling in the dough.
Yeah.
In this state.
I can't
They make
wait.
sports gambling legal across the board, not
Can
just
they
at
just
casinos.
do it already?
Make it a hell of a lot easier, but then you're not going to
Like
go
we're
to the
all going to be Phil Mickelson.
Well, relatively.
I know, but it's nice to have it on your phone when you don't want to go to the sports bet every day.
No, I get it. You got to get in the car and drive down there, and it takes a little while to get there, and gas.
You
is
just lose my
$5
money from my
a month.
couch.
Yeah, I'd like to lose my money from a couch
can I
too.
just, and then at halftime,
Your little dollar prop bets, they're so fun.
And then I can chase my losses at halftime.
Live betting in the fourth quarter.
That's what they're all there for. Yes. Control yourself, boys and girls. All right, there was some great baseball yesterday too. When we get back, I want to get into what Shohei did yesterday, and Mets and Phillies. All right, so it was a Wednesday. What day was yesterday? Thursday. A Thursday night game in early May in Philly. But every team has, and this is where I'm starting to believe in the Mets. I ran into a Mets fan the other day, and he was all pumped. I'm like, all right, well, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your 2 months before reality hits. But every winning season has a moment or two or three or four. And yesterday just felt like one of those that you're going to point back to for the New York baseball Mets. We'll talk about the Amazons' win over the Phillies when we get back. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
During Staples Teacher Appreciation Week.
Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated, with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport.
Your personnel look like 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
What a pretty good move by New Mexico State. They brought one of their really good basketball players from the past back, Billy Keys. Great guard from the late 90s, is back on their staff. He'll be the video coordinator, and I think you like this. I know I do. When you're going back, and it seems like Greg Heyer's really kind of trying to wrap his arms around New Mexico State alum and people, and much in the way Chris Jans did as well. But Billy, the video coordinator, which is kind of a step up. You watch guys, this is another way to get in on the staff. But Billy was with the Aztecs in the late 90s. He was part of the 1999 NCAA tournament team. He spent 14 years as a pro in Spain, Italy, Greece, Israel, Ukraine, Finland. And then he turned his focus to teaching, and he's back in Cruces, and good for him. Billy Keys is one of those guys that Aggie fans remember, and it's a lot of people, that I was watching on the social media were really excited to see Billy back there. So nice move by Greg to go do that.
Absolutely, it's great when you have experience, but then can add that connection to your staff, and it's everything that doing. They had a full rebuild to do with that roster.
Yep. All right, I'm going to get to the baseball in a minute, but let's get to, you got Derby this weekend. Ray wants to talk about the Derby. Good morning, Ray.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How you living?
Good. Kentucky Derby, you got Epicenter and Tibia.
Okay.
Those are Epicenter to win. But, yeah, we do that every year. About 15, 16 of us, we go reserve a couple tables there in the Jockey Club, and we go out there for the Kentucky Derby, come back, go to a buddy's house, barbecue, watch the basketball game, watch the fights. It's a long night, but hey, that's where we get our drinking in.
Good for you.
Epicenter. Thanks a lot.
All right, see you. There you go.
That's where you hit your quota for the month.
I love it.
Where we get our drinking in. I mean, we're a little behind on our quota for this year, and so
go to Vegas.
Epicenter's a 7-2 favorite, and Joel Rosario is the jockey on Epicenter. Smile Happy. You got a horse named Messier. with John Velasquez on there. An 8-1. Crown Pride. Women will probably bet big on Charge It, 20-1. Just
That was funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to over centralize my thought process, and maybe that's too much of a stereotype. Tis the Bomb, 30-1. Zandon's a 3-1 favorite. If you're into the Medina thing, what was it? Medina's, what was the horse? The Medina horse that won a couple years ago. You got Pioneer of Medina, 30-1. There's Taiba that everybody's on, 12-1. That's Mike Smith's horse. So the 12 horse is what you're watching. If you got the New Mexico ties and you're rooting for Mike Smith, it'll be Taiba, the 12 horse. Simplification, 10-1. White Abario is a 10-1. And then a lot of 30s and 20-1s as you get. But people, Cyberknife. That's a kind of a cool name.
Whoa.
Yeah. All right, 2460610. I told you the baseball last night was good. I'll get to the Mets. Shohei Ohtani was silly last night. He struck out 11 and got 2 hits. And the Angels were winners last night, 8-0 at Boston. And after the game, people in the other locker room are just going, you just don't see that. It's been 100 years since we've seen it. People are comparing him to Babe Ruth, and you're right. And if it was 100 years ago, I'm just going to tell you I haven't seen it. I might be old, but I'm not that damn old. Shohei Ohtani at Fenway Park was terrific. And JJ, can we call him the best player in the game now? I mean, Mike Trout gets love. There's a lot of other players. Can we call Shohei the best player in the game?
Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player on planet Earth. And then you have different conversations. You say, all right, who's the best pitcher? And then who's the best position player? And he's in both those conversations as well. There's nothing like him.
Nothing.
He is one of the most incredible athletes we will watch in our lifetime. This is Bo Jackson-esque, and this is better than Bo Jackson.
Because it's different.
In terms of the baseball.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson, Shohei Ohtani is not going to be playing football.
No, and Bo Jackson was an unbelievable athlete, right? This guy is not just pitching and playing. He's pitching at an elite level and playing at an elite level. So he may not be the best pitcher in the game. He may not be the best hitter in the game, although you can make an argument. But he is in the top echelon of both of those, and he is playing every day. And boys and girls, we don't see it outside of the youth level. You just don't. Once you get beyond, I don't know, JJ, high school, or they haven't designated hitters? But once you get beyond the youth level, maybe high school, you don't see this, period. It doesn't exist. And you know how I feel about why pitchers can't hit. Drives me freaking nuts. Well, obviously pitchers can hit. Or hitters can pitch. No, what you're watching is amazing. And then there was the Mets.
Like I notice when Shohei is pitching. Like if I see that pop up on the schedule, I'm like, I'm gonna make my way to MLB Network. I'm gonna find a way to get some of that because he is must see television.
Yeah, 100%. This was must see last night as well. And I firmly believe, JJ, when you talk, and whatever your sport is, when there's a championship season, right? Don't you usually look back and say, "Wow, remember that game when we were down and we were about to lose, and somehow we came back?" Right? There's always a moment, whatever it is. I'm not telling you the Mets are winning a championship, but this is the one that got me to think, all right, the Mets might be real. So for the last 330 times, the Mets were down by 6 runs in the 9th inning. They lost. Teams lose when you're down by 6 in the 9th inning. This is pretty silly. The Mets erased a 6-run deficit in the 9th last night. They were down 7-1 going into the 9th. They scored 6 times in the 9th. They win 8-7. And 4 of those runs were with 2 outs. 857 in Major League Baseball. All of Major League Baseball. The last 857 teams who were down by 6 runs in the 9th lost, according to Elias, and Elias knows all. 7-1, Sterling Marte led off with an infield single against James Norwood. He scored on Francisco Lindor's 2-run homer. Mark Canha added an RBI infield single off the pitcher, and Corey Knebel had a rough night. J.D. Davis had a pinch hit RBI. You had Numo and Marte. You see it?
You might be onto something with the New York Mets because the rest of that division
gettable
is very gettable.
No.
Was the Mets fan Ryan Tamari?
No, it was in Arizona. It was in Arizona. Yeah, a Yankee fan was going, he's a Mets fan, never mind him. And I'm like, you know what, give him his 2 months of glory. The guy's like, yeah, Mets, you see what the Mets are doing? Yeah.
The best New York accent.
Enjoy your 2 months there, buddy. You know, Vinny from Brooklyn over there. No, actually, Vinny from Queens. Brooklyn people.
Yeah, or the Bronx.
Bronx people all love the Yankees. No,
Yeah.
the people in Queens are
Mets.
Queens, Long Island,
Yep,
that's Mets. That's
Mets
all
Islanders,
Mets.
Jets.
That's Mets.
Mets Islanders, Jets.
It's the opening drive. We got another hour on a Friday. Come on in and say hello. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated.
Caster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and J.J. Bach.
Derby weekend, Hoopski Ball weekend, Mother's Day weekend, maybe even some of you graduation weekend. The big word there, weekend. First weekend as a married woman for you. Weekend. I don't even know.
Took care of my mother-in-law, don't worry.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. She's awesome.
As long as you love the in-laws. 505-246-0610. Come on in and play radio on the last week of our last hour of our work week. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. We've been in on, well, there was no hoops yesterday. We have not gotten to Dylan Brooks' one-game suspension yet, or the Lakers basically saying they fired, or, well, I don't know if they're saying it. The reason Frank Vogel got fired by the Lakers was his mismanagement of Russell Westbrook. Magic is in on a group that wants to buy the Broncos. How do you feel about a little Magic in Denver?
Little Magic in Denver.
Do you believe in magic?
Winning time.
I don't feel that bad because Magic Johnson, the businessman, has done pretty well for himself.
Yeah, the Dodgers have done well since he's been a sliver of a minority owner.
Magic Johnson will have the, hey, if the Broncos score one more touchdown on the other team, they're going to win tweets. And you're like, yeah, that's right, Magic.
He's the worst tweet ever. He is. All right, let's go to the phones. 505. Oh, okay, he held through the whole damn break. As soon as I turned to the phone.
Because he loses.
Literally, I saw it out of the corner of my eye blinking. I set up the top of the hour. I go to the phone, and he gone.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
All right. I don't know. Well, now I'm going to make him wait a little bit longer. What do you think? I get hoops tonight? Do I finally get hoops tonight, though? Is it back for me tonight?
Get some basketball tonight.
I mean, how am I supposed to go through a whole fall night without the hoops? I guess I did. Hockey last night was good. Kings play tonight? They go every other night, right? All right. What day is today? El 6 de Mayo? Es verdad? Yeah, they're really loud next door. Sixers.
Yeah, they're on one this morning.
Sixers, that's why they're loud. Yeah, and go ask that guy for your shirt.
I know. Where's our shirts, bro?
Yeah, no, ask him for your shirt. That's Scott Cregan of Graphic Connection. He's big dogging it on the big stick.
Very big.
Miami, Philly tonight. That's 2-0. Big one tonight. I don't know if this is pivotal. Phoenix and Dallas. That's also 2-0. And he'll get that tonight. If you want to get on the baseball, you can as well. Dylan Brooks, one-game suspension. Where are you on that? One-game suspension for knocking Gary Payton out with a broken elbow. Everybody I saw, and I agree with this, by the way, every talking head I saw, and I usually don't agree with all the talking heads, felt that it should have been longer. I thought it's at least 2.
I don't think you can start suspending people just if someone got hurt.
No. I'm not saying make it as long as Gary Payton's out, which would be justice. But
because we've seen
that one was rough, man.
It was.
Dude in the air, wind up, take him down, hit him across the head. That checked every box. Mm-hmm. Every box except for prior offenses.
It's hard to then look at that and view it against some other flagrants when people get up and they're not walking around with a broken elbow after the fact.
And you might be right. And this is where you're going to be right. There's going to be a Draymond foul or something that the Warriors are going to commit somewhere over the next few weeks, and they're going to compare it to this. It's going to be compared to this. It might happen tonight. There's going to be another flagrant that will be compared to this. And he only got one, and that wasn't as bad as that. Draymond didn't get suspended for his, right? It was a flagrant 2. Nor should he have. All right. Jess, every time I go to you, I turn over the light's not blinking. Good morning to you.
I know. I don't know what the heck's going on, man. I guess it's just getting prevented. Cinco de Seis, bro.
Yeah. What's up?
Cinco de Mayo. Sorry. So last night, and not to throw you guys off, a couple weeks ago you were doing the what if, and last night, mainly in the NBA, and last night I was watching some older videos, and I think that if Derrick Rose never hurt himself, I think he'd be the greatest basketball. He'd have a chance.
No.
You go back and look at those videos, that dude was a baller. He won his first MVP at 22, and before he tore his knee, he was going to win that next MVP at 23. And if that guy never got hurt, we could be talking 4 or 5. That guy was a freak of nature, and he was a bad dude. I think that's one of the biggest what ifs in NBA history. I think he was that good. I don't know.
I don't know if I
you
think
guys agree with that.
I don't know if I
he
think
was a baller, man.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd be saying best ever. I think we'd be saying, best of his generation.
Point guard, right? I think he could be the best point guard ever.
Yeah, NBA All-Century team or the All-75-year team. I don't know that we'd be saying, MJ, LeBron, Kobe, but I think we'd be saying Steph, Harden, maybe. Yeah, that's a good what if. Yeah, he was really good.
I mean, it's just the way he played, how aggressive he was going to the rim, his shooting, the way he was able to knock down, end of the game jumpers, no pressure for him. And he did that all in a short period of time, and then it just all went away. And I look back and I feel bad for that guy. Even though he made plenty of money, the guy could have been one of the greatest ever, in my opinion.
That's fair.
This weekend, always love throwing down a little bit of cash. I don't know if A. Marie is going to be doing some basic betting.
Of course she is.
Of course I am. You pick the New Mexico horse, get a tie-in, then get a couple trifectas in there. You never know. Spread it out. You never know what you're going to hit. To the people that are betting that are only getting 1 or 2 tickets, it's hard to win if you only got 1 or 2 shots. 5 to 10 tickets. Spend a little bit of money. Don't be a cheapo.
Well, I'll tell you
can't
this.
win if you don't play.
Embrace your inner Phil.
That's right. You lose you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you will not win if you don't take the shot. Yes.
That's right. I bought a lottery ticket last night knowing full well I'll never win it, but you got to try.
That's right. All right, who do you got?
Everybody have a great weekend.
All right, see you.
I'm going with Smith's horse. I like the New Mexico connection. Jim Rome's horse didn't make it, did he?
Nope.
Okay, well I would have gone for that obviously, but I'm going to go with Mike Smith. I always root for the local guys.
All right, enjoy the weekend.
You too. Have a good one, guys.
See you. Jess called at 505-246-0610. All right, just throw a shekel at the races. See what you got. Then you got something to get all fired up on. I always think of my buddy in Reno. I've told you this story. Jay just heard the story. I've told you the story. And Steve was on with us.
And they couldn't pay him out.
Well, they didn't. They wouldn't. They could have. They had plenty of freaking money. They just didn't. It was like $700,000? $670,000.
Yeah, it was a lot of money
that he should have won. He hit a once in a lifetime trifecta with a 50-1 long shot that won the race. And he had the trifecta, and oh, sorry, sir, we cap out. It's off track, and it's not pari-mutuel. The sign 3-4 windows down. You're an eye doctor. You should have seen that. Wait a minute. My whole argument was, you took my freaking money. How can you not pay me back on the bet I just made? Oh, it's my worst betting story ever. He was on Greeny, that betting show that they do on ESPN. That show his whole story went national, and he never got paid. I'm going to guess he got his $35,000 or something. And look, if you won $35,000 on a horse bet, you'd feel pretty good about yourself, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Except for when you really should have won $670. He told me he was going back to the window. He said, my biggest issue was, how much do I tip the guy? I'm going to pick up $670,000. And he bet a few grand. But I'm going to pick up $670,000. How much do I tip the guy? And the guy's like,
you don't have to worry about that, sir.
You don't get all that because we cap the bets. Pardon me? I'm not going to tip you. I'm going to rip your freaking head off. Like, what? Yeah, let me get my boss. Yeah, that's a bad story. It bothers me. It still bothers me every time I think about that damn story. It really does. I should stop thinking about it. But here's it's Derby time, and yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. I want to talk some NFL stuff too. Is there anything on my little list I haven't hit yet? Oh, you know what we got to do, JJ? The JJ Caldwell story, and so who called yesterday? Was it Rudy who called in and talked about that, and then I guess Grammer wrote a story about it yesterday or May 4th. That's 2 days ago, but it's been over 2 years since that a woman came forward that alleged. Remember J.J. Caldwell, the former Lobo basketball player? The woman said that she'd been dating him and that he had physically abused her, and there was this whole long thing, and evidently a mistake in the process, discovered ahead of the trial, which was coming up, led to the case being dismissed this week, and that's it. Now he's 24, and he was suspended from the team in December of 2019. Gosh, that's 2+ years ago. Hadn't played college basketball since. He was in Albuquerque. He's living in Texas now. His trial was to start on Monday in Metro Court, and the woman who accused Caldwell of having hit her, according to Jeff, on more than one occasion, was ready to testify. Neither ended up getting a chance to tell their side of the story, and here we are. And I don't know if this is going to be it. I don't know if they're going to refile. I don't know if they can refile. But this is. I don't know if this is a good ending, a bad ending. J.J. Caldwell never got his time. This young lady never got their time. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know what happened. All I know is what the hell happened in court that we didn't get there. And both sides never got to tell their story.
It was just a mistake, which is why the case was thrown out. Not someone pulling their story, not someone saying, I lied, there was a mistake in filing, and case gets thrown out.
The attorney for the woman, Kathy Love, put out a statement. It reads, quote, "We, the Montoya family, wish to publicly express our displeasure with the recent dismissal of criminal charges against J.J. Caldwell, who is likely best known to the public as a former member of the UNM Lobos basketball team, but who we know as the man who physically and emotionally abused our daughter," end quote. Jeff Story says the family said that they wanted Caldwell to be held accountable, but also to get the help that they feel he needs instead of a remarkable litany of legal errors and missteps by the prosecutors have caused the legal process to fall short of these goals. That's the quote from them. Evidently, in Jeff's story, the woman had previously been frustrated and expressed this frustration with the way that this case was being handled from the beginning. When she initially reported the alleged abuse, she, back in 2019, December, when this went down, told the Journal that she felt uncomfortable talking with the officer because she felt the officer was dismissive of the allegations and that police never felt that there was sufficient evidence to arrest J.J. Caldwell. Like, I'm not going to sit here and I don't know what happened. But there's allegations that this family and this young lady are sticking to these allegations. I see both sides of this now. I mean, if I'm JJ, nothing, I want my day in court to explain myself. But if this really went down and this is my daughter, tell you what, and if it's my daughter and it happened, I'm pretty choked about this.
Of course.
Surprised this got such, and I understand there's fires burning and there's big stories, but I'm surprised this gets such little attention in the local media, right? Because it was such a huge story when it went down. And this is how it is. When someone's accused, it's a huge story. When it comes to an end and the accused is not found to be guilty, it kind of,
this isn't.
Sidebar. I know it's not.
In terms of found, that's, we never got into it, but when Lenny, came in with first Friday caller spit and fire, it's Trevor Bauer stuff. I'm still trying to wrap my head around to where
2 years.
Wait, so he's not facing criminal charges, but it's Major League Baseball that then can find something to suspend him 2 years?
Yeah, I know. By the way, Nicole Moss is J.J. Caldwell's attorney. Quote, we're actually looking forward to the proceeding to trial to basically prove J.J. innocent. However, when the state refiled their complaint in June of 2021. They attached a report that made no reference to the actual allegations. So they said they were looking forward to it as well. What do they do now? Written statement from the family: we're evaluating our options. We wish for all parties and the public to have appropriate closure that honors the truth so that our daughter can heal and Mr. Caldwell can grow and hopefully never harm another person, end quote. I'll lean on the lawyers on this one, where it goes from here. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Sports Animal.
Two convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
The Sports Animal.
All right, so when you listen to Ryan tomorrow, by the way, wish him a happy birthday. Today's his birthday. Do you know that?
I did, because he said he might be coming to my show to celebrate.
I told him the Mets gave him an early birthday present.
So you guys both knew that?
Yeah.
Would be the answer.
Yes.
How am I late to the party on this?
I don't know.
You going to her show tonight?
It's just
I might go to her show tonight.
That's the one benefit of Facebook.
I'd love if you
those
all came to
birthday
the show
reminders.
tonight.
This one what?
The benefit of Facebook, the birthday reminders.
Yeah.
Like, oh
yeah, it's
happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Enjoy your day.
Wow. Whoopee whoopee. Everybody says the same thing.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Yeah, it's always
Like.
cute. Like. Like. All right, 505-246-06. So what are you getting all these calls? Are they just complaining about me and my volume level or what?
I don't.
Come on, you
It's
just,
someone else. No, just sometimes people call and it's the wrong. They're at the wrong place.
they're selling you a car warranty?
Or a Google ad, or
Ooh, a Google ad. That's a good idea.
it's always something.
All right. Babe was a pitcher, says the Babe was a pitcher. Babe was a hitter. Babe Ruth was he pitched. I mean, Babe Ruth was the most comparable thing to Shohei Ohtani that we've seen in the last 115 years, right? And you got something better? Was that a bad comparison? It's not
The
like
last person we talked about
It's not like I was the first one who made that comparison.
was Babe Ruth pitching and hitting like that.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure what the point is. All right. So the Bucks play tomorrow, right? Is that right? I'm going to ask you a question. I think I know where I stand on this, and I'll tell you where I am. So Colin Cowherd made the statement recently, might have been today, yesterday, that Giannis Antetokounmpo is better now than Kobe was in his prime. Okay? So look, this is all opinion. There's no way, if you're a Kobe guy, if you're a Michael guy, if you're a LeBron guy, whatever, okay? If Giannis wins, if the Bucks win another championship this year, and would you say that's certainly possible?
It is possible.
All right. Can Giannis Antetokounmpo, what is he, 26, 7? Can he play his way into the GOAT conversation by the time he's done with his career? GOAT conversation is pretty much two people, right? I mean, you can have the fringe. You can say, Wilt and Kareem and Bill Russell and Kobe and okay, but it's Michael and LeBron, right? Giannis would have won 2 at an early age. I don't know how old he is. I'll find it for you.
He's 27.
I was pretty close when I said
You were
27
right.
or 28 or 26 or 27. I know 27 was one of them. Can he play himself into the GOAT conversation?
Greatest of all time. No.
Why not?
I just don't think he's going to climb to that level. I think of Giannis, and I think he'll just be a step behind. Can I sit here and
He'll
be
be
like,
Kevin Durant level? So Kevin Durant feels like he'll always be a step behind in that conversation. While there was a time where you thought he was the best player in the world, it feels like Kevin Durant's always going to be a step behind that conversation. You that's where he ends up?
I do.
What would it take for him? Because I think he can play his way into the GOAT conversation. And I'll tell you what I think. I think if he wins this year, it's 2. If he, A, stays with the Bucks and keeps them together, or B, goes somewhere and maxes out, which would either be, I mean, let's say he goes to Lakers next, or he goes to New York and brings people with him, or he goes to, or does it in Milwaukee. And I think it's almost even more crazy that he's doing it in Milwaukee where it hadn't been done since 71, right? Kind of like LeBron did it in Cleveland and had never been done before. If he wins, I'm going to tell you the number's 4. If he gets to 4, assuming LeBron doesn't win another, and does it the way he's doing it and the freakish manner in which he's playing and the numbers in which he puts up, I believe he gets into the conversation. Look, there's going to be people who always say Mike's the best. No matter what you see, you may see a cartoon that does things, but you grew up with Mike. There's going to be some people who say, no, it's LeBron. I mean, it's what you grew up with. And maybe this generation will say it's Giannis. Or I don't know that I think Luka can play his way into that because you got to start winning championships at some point, but he's still so insanely young. What is he, 23? Right? So, but I do think he can. I'm not telling you I think he will, but I think he can. You say no.
I think when we're talking about one of the best just like players and athletes, as you mentioned, like a Kevin Durant conversation, absolutely. But Giannis kind of feels like a Magic Johnson to me. Like, yeah, you could sit there and say that is the best dude in the game, but we never talk about Magic Johnson as the best player to ever play the game, the GOAT conversation.
Yeah.
So I do not believe he's going to ascend to that level because I would say, well, if you're asking that question right now, how do you feel about Steph Curry?
So you and I have had this conversation. If Steph wins this year, which we also would say is very plausible, correct?
Yes.
Does Steph enter the Kobe conversation? Does Steph enter the conversation? He would have then done it without Durant, with Durant, and this would be like a reincarnation of that dynasty. Well, I mean, Clay's back. Well, yeah. Look, none of these guys did it alone. I mean, you can look at some of the back-end Kobe teams that he won with and say, well, Kobe, I mean, he had Pau Gasol and what else? Derek Fisher and, I mean, so is Steph enter the greatest of all time conversation? I don't believe so. He's the best shooter of all time. But if they win again this year, doesn't Steph enter the conversation? And I would still go Kobe over Steph because I think Kobe was a more complete player, did more things than Steph. But doesn't he start to enter that conversation?
I think he's already there.
You think he's already comparable to Kobe?
Yes.
Like 2 minutes.
Okay, your mic's open.
Oh, sorry. Stig was talking about pizza.
No, I saw him walk in. to go get you guys fed? All right.
Yes, sorry.
I don't know that I think Steph's already in the Kobe conversation. But if you want to tell me he is, I'd listen to it.
And like you said, are you judging it strictly based on number of championships, player-wise? Because
everybody in that conversation,
the same thing with
championships is part of the
Giannis,
conversation.
He does things that other players aren't going to be able to do. If we want to take into account, like, Kobe Bryant and where he ranked defensively and what he was able to do. Because Giannis is, to me, I look at Giannis, and he's new age Shaq.
Okay.
It has that kind of impact on a game.
All right. Adolph, let me take this break, and we're coming to you when we come back because we're past time. So I gotta hit this 505-246-0610, and they need to get their pizza. So we'll continue this conversation when we return. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for
thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Hey, welcome to the program. We have a big show for you today. Very excited to have future Lobo, current Volcano Vista Hawk, Kennedy Brown in the studio as my guest.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game.
It was fair. Bus coming down the street, moving dirty fast, so kind of shuffle low beach. Get on the bus, pay your fare, then tell a driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair. If you got a wife, you know I'm right. You got a special man.
That was some good hoeing today.
All right. That makes it Friday.
Pizza, food, and hoe.
You got pizza? You got pizza? 505-246-0610. Sorry about that, Adolf, but thank you for holding through that.
I understand.
Good morning.
Yeah, I figured I'd weigh in on the discussion regarding greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And I'll admit my bias toward MJ as being the best that I had ever seen.
I'm with you.
I've been watching this game since the early 60s. Here's the deal. Every time I hear this area of discussion, my mind immediately goes back to the fact that in the history of the game, no other player on the biggest stage, meaning the NBA Finals, has in every one of those final series been voted the MVP of that series. Only Michael Jordan holds that honor.
Okay.
Additionally, you must demonstrate that you are capable and successful at doing something when the world thought that you could not. I bring your attention back to the flu game, or the food poisoning game, if you will. That is when Michael Jordan scores 38 points. His team needs every single one of those points. And here's a guy who can barely stand, and yet and still, somehow his will is so great that he is successful even in that endeavor under those most dire of circumstances. That is what separates the good from the great from the greatest. I'm out.
I'm down. Thank you, sir.
Well, that was a reminder on Michael Jordan being the GOAT. You just asked, could we ever speak about Giannis?
Yeah.
getting close to those guys.
Yeah, and that's look. This is where I tell you these conversations, and that was my preface of this, right? There's going to be guys, and I might be one of them, and Adolph feels like he's one of them. Nobody's ever going to be better than Mike. Like, I know what I saw, and yeah, this guy's really good, but there's others. Nobody's going to be better than LeBron. I know what I'm seeing, but and that's where this conversation. At some point, there's going to be another name in that conversation. It feels to me like, and I'm glad we're not doing it this year, because I hate this the LeBron Michael. I hate it. I do. And every time LeBron's in the playoffs, we have this conversation. So it's kind of been nice not to have it. But there's only two names. When will there legitimately be a third? Kobe doesn't get brought into it.
Do you feel that Kobe Bryant has been the closest?
So would be the next one? I know, like Edward says, well, he's in the top 15, maybe. Stop.
Kobe?
Yeah.
Top 15?
Yeah, or 12 or whatever he says.
What?
Like, stop it.
Stop. Edward,
so
stop. Come on.
It really is interesting when we have this conversation, because you asked what is included, what is the criteria, and it would be incredibly subjective, right? It would be what your criteria is. If you're going to ask me, in my life, the most impactful players. Does that go into greatest of all times? Does impact on the game? Does the whole package? Kobe's pretty close. Yeah. I'll give you. I think Mike and LeBron were better players, just flat out basketball players. Kobe was incredibly clutch. Kobe was insanely impactful. Did it in one franchise, although he had his moments. Did it in different eras, with Shaq, without Shaq, right? Perfect, hardly. None of them are. None of them. But yeah, Kobe would be really, really close. And that's why this is a conversation. It's all about opinion.
Well, I think the Giannis one is fascinating because he's going to dominate for quite some time.
I think so too, and that's why I asked, can he be
doing it differently than the other best players?
Right, they're not
in the game. Because we're not saying that stuff about Jokic. We're not saying that stuff about Embiid, because Giannis also has a step on all those guys because of a title.
Yeah.
But when we talk about Steph Curry, if you're looking for the future, you mentioned Luka Doncic, these other players. They're also they're shooters, they're guards, they're ball dominant players. Well, Giannis can have a hint of that, but by being an inside presence, I think this series too is a huge one, because Giannis, you look, all right, he had a triple double. He had he finished with 30 some odd points, even though they lost game 2. He's only shooting 38% from the floor. So this is going to be a battle. This is going to be, all right, now how does he respond in this series? So with what Boston is doing, and those things go into that of, all right, backs against the wall a little bit. It's tied 1-1, but they're doing a pretty good job against you. How do you assert yourself as the best player in that series?
Text line. This is always a great question. Who's better, Magic or Kobe? Total fair argument. You can argue it either way. I'm going to tell you, I think as an overall player, I think Kobe was. Magic revolutionized the point guard position. Magic was a 6'9" point guard who could play in the post. I think Kobe was a better shooter and better defender. But boy, you want to talk about impact? If that's got something to do with it, well, Magic's impact on the game at a time when the game. Now, does that make him one of the greatest of all time? What's your criteria? What's your criteria? I mean, him and Bird saved the NBA. You want to talk about how golfers owe a debt of gratitude to Tiger for their purses and for what it is? Anybody who played after those guys, Magic and Bird, and are making these millions and millions and millions of dollars, they owe those two guys an insane gratitude for saving. Again, we've talked about it how many times? Well, I mean, they were on tape delay and the NBA was going the wrong way, and then these two guys came along. As if somebody just planted them there and said, you guys save basketball. One's black, one's white. One's East Coast, one's West Coast. I mean, as different as we're going to put them together. Indiana State in the NCAA championship, stop it. But we're going to put them together in the NCAA championships. and we're going to get the whole country excited about him, and then they're going to be at the top of the draft, and they're going to go to, oh, my goodness, we're going to put them on longtime rivals in the NBA, and we're going to save this damn league. I mean, boys and girls, if they go to the Indiana Pacers and there were no Orlando Magic, and the San Diego Clippers, I don't even think the Pacers were ABA at that point.
Conspiracy.
Right? But they went to the Lakers and the Celtics. Black guy from Michigan, white guy from Indiana. One goes to Boston, a perfect fit in that town. I mean, Magic and his smile go to Hollywood.
What about the multiverse where Magic ends up in Boston and Larry ends up in L.A.?
Right? What if that would happen? What if that would happen? What if? I mean, you think I'm wrong? If you tell me, and I agree with you, the golfers who are making this kind of money owe a gratitude to Tiger, Magic or Kobe? Who would you go, Magic or Kobe?
That's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. And it's even tougher for Laker fans who love them both, right? I have this conversation with Laker friends all the time, my little brother. I mean, and I think it's Kobe. I do think it's Kobe. Kobe won more rings. Kobe was, to say more dynamic is so crazy hard, but I think that's right. But man, can you make an argument? More impactful? Kobe was impactful, but Magic? What did Magic and Bird do for this game? I know you guys weren't around then, but that was such an unbelievable time in basketball. Everybody's Showtime now. The Lakers were Showtime. But you're watching on Winning Time, like the basketball part, it was insane. 505-246-0610. So the question is, can Giannis ever, do you see a way that he can work his way into the conversation of GOAT? It's Michael and LeBron. Can Giannis earn his way there? And how much do you have to be personable? How much of it is image? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Magic argument's real.
Yeah, callers had to go to work, but they wanted to pass on their takes.
Grady says, are we so sure LeBron is set at number 2? Wilt, Kareem, Magic, Kobe are all strong cases for number 2. I think who's we? I'm not sure I am, but I think public opinion, the majority of it. I mean, do I ever hear the Wilt MJ
No one
conversation?
talks about Wilt and Kareem.
Don't you feel like it's what generation you're from?
Well, but what's the conversation? Because I'm willing to open this. Like the conversation has been LeBron or Michael, right? Have you heard a Kobe Michael conversation? Have you heard a Magic and Michael conversation?
I've heard Kobe, Michael, LeBron.
Okay. I'll listen to all of it. No, Brady, I'm not so sure LeBron's set at number 2. And it's going to be interesting how his career winds down. Now, Kobe's career wound down in a whimper. So did Michael's. Kobe went out scoring 60.
There's nothing that LeBron's going to do that make him worse, man. His resume's solidified. It's with LeBron, it's
that's right.
How you feel about him off the court.
I think a lot of it, that's how you form a lot of people's opinion of him. Yeah, but I think a lot of people how they feel about him on the court. I just did you read Michelle Beadle this week? How she's come out and said that LeBron tried to get her fired when she was at ESPN. I just didn't like his persona on the court, and my job was to give an opinion on television. And so she said, I thought he came off as, and I'm paraphrasing it, but disingenuous, and I just didn't like it. And I was one of like a million people saying that, but she said he went after me and tried to get me fired. And I think there's a lot of people who have not liked his on-court persona since he came up. I think now, does that also parlay then into his off-court stuff? Yeah, it does. It does. Everybody's going to have their opinion on this.
Oh, it factors in. If we're sitting here talking about Phil Mickelson and Sergio Garcia, the stuff that comes up with LeBron and legendary status, it is how we feel about athletes because it is the total picture.
And that's what forms your opinion. I think that's right. Terry, good morning to you. Hello.
Good Friday to all of you and all your family members. Have a great weekend. Special shout out to you, A. Marie, today being Military Spouses Day. Enjoy the whole day and have a wonderful set tonight.
How about that?
Do well. Now, I missed most of the show because I just got back from Phil Mickelson's gambling seminar. So
that's good. What you learn?
Yeah. Tomorrow he gave it out. I guess I can share it. It's not in the Derby, but one of the other races. It's doing an exacta with Glue Factory and Three-Legged Filly. But so from that standpoint, I mean, how is it the PGA's fault Now, when he was saying they weren't giving him a chance, $40 million, give me a break. Sooner or later, I guess the children go to Scottsdale Community College now instead of, we'll have real educations, but I feel for that. Yes, I always stick with Wilt, not from the greatest all time, but to me, Wilt was like the movie Citizen Kane. It's always what happened currently, where you have something that was long ago and the rules were different and what somebody accomplished. And, I grew up loving baseball, still kind of like it, but still. Ernie Banks was never considered bad, even though his teams never won. Hall of Famer and great. And somewhere down the line, we did start putting the championships as the measuring stick versus other accomplishments. And we've gone over numerous times the 4 or 5 players that have really changed the game, and Steph Curry's the most recent one with the three-point change and dominance of that part of the game. But between Wilt and the lane used to look like a lollipop, and then obviously Kareem and not allowing dunking in college. But from that standpoint, everybody will have their opinion and what they want to run with and go with. So from that, we'll move on, and I'll just respect whatever anybody says, because it is nice that, and it still goes back to our back drafting, a year early from that standpoint, because when the Bird, was still there, and, again, like I go back to Bob King was the one who got Larry Bird to go to Indiana State, and then unfortunately he got sick, and then Hodges took over. But as always, you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, enjoy your families, and we'll talk to you Monday. Bye-bye.
It's a personal opinion. It is. And so I guess the question starts out, can somebody who's the next to join the conversation? Is it Giannis? Is it Luka? Is there somebody from this generation, JJ, is going to be in the conversation of best ever when we sit here 10 years from now? Right? And all of a sudden, Kobe will get a little further away. Magic's certainly further away. LeBron, Michael. But I'll go back to Grady's point. Is it got to be those two?
It doesn't have to be
Magic be in that conversation? Kareem,
That's
Russell?
the beauty of this debate.
Yeah.
Everyone can take it a different place. Some people just go straight titles. Some people maybe don't care about who you were off the court. Others, that sways them one way in the argument. And we just don't talk about Wilt and Kareem. We don't. Is it because
I'll
of
tell you why.
centers?
Dr. J? No, yes. No, see, Dr. J is an interesting one because Dr. J was a human highlight film. I think he could be in that conversation. I just don't know that his numbers bear it out, and it was as consistent. And I'd have to combine his ABA numbers with his NBA numbers. The centers don't get it because they weren't as versatile, right? LeBron could play point guard and he could play center. LeBron could shoot a three and he could back you down, right? Michael did things that we've never seen before. Well, so did Kareem, so did Bill Russell, but we consider those guys more athletic because they did stuff that Russell and Kareem and Wilt couldn't do.
They're flashier.
Well, but Russell, when you're 7 feet tall, you can't handle the ball like that. I don't think. I mean, Magic did it 6'9". What's the difference between 6'9" and 7'2"? I mean,
it's the skills. It's what we're seeing. Magic. You talk about changing it. Now you see like a Kevin Durant. You see it a Giannis. Now Giannis isn't the same ball handler as like a Kevin Durant, but
he's gotten a lot better. Hasn't he?
Like if those guys were playing basketball 30 years ago, they'd be like, "You don't do this. You
what's Kevin
catch
Durant?
The ball in the post and you turn around and shoot."
What's Giannis's ball handling going to be in 5 years? I don't know.
And then as we're having this, if you're talking rising to the Kobe Bryant level, where can Giannis go? Well, I say Steph Curry. His name I'm throwing right there in there.
So if Kobe's on that list that Grady just sent for greatest of all time, are you putting Steph on that list? Are you saying Steph or Mike?
No, I don't think. Like they're at the table. That makes like the head of the table. If you want to say it's Michael Jordan, who's sitting to his left, who's sitting to his right, and then who's in front of him.
How big's that table?
Right.
I mean, right? How much food you got?
I don't think we're ever going to consider Steph Curry the greatest of all time, but I believe that Steph is.
Will Steph be
like approaching like a Kobe Bryant? Level basketball player.
All right, that's been one of my big questions.
Yeah.
Is Steph on the?
There.
And you know, I say that to some of the Laker people, and they're like, "Oh my God, no." Well, I mean, I don't know if it can be. Oh my God, no. What's up, John? How you feeling?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Happy Friday to you all. Listen, real quick. For me personally, I've been watching in the NBA since the '60s. I know all about Wilt and Havlicek and you know, Bob Cousy and Bill Russell and that whole deal. So for me, to be fair to everybody who is, you know, all these athletes are great. Now they always say the greatest athletes are the NBA players, but you got to go by era. To be safe, to play it safe. I mean, it's so hard to say LeBron is better than Michael or Michael's better than LeBron, or trying to compare eras and rule changes like Terry brought up. But we got to. Michael was the greatest of his era. Magic and Bird were the greatest of their era. Bill Russell, Wilt were the greatest in the late '60s and the '70s, and now we have what we have today. Just to be fair, I mean, it's just impossible. It is, and it's not even.
But people
it's
don't
not
do
even
that.
fair to try and compare Bill Russell to any players today. It's just not. It's just to me. I just think it's dumb. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel about it.
That's fair. Thanks, man. Enjoy the weekend. Let me tell you what's not fair too. And as much as I think I was a Magic over Larry guy, I can hear people screaming out there. Well, if you're going to throw Magic into the conversation, you know, Magic, the greatest. Well, how is Bird not in it? I just showed you that highlight tape of Bird yesterday, right? And people say, well, he wasn't that flashy. He did some crap.
Flashy.
He did some stuff that nobody did. So
I think Larry Bird is in that Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant.
Has to be.
like it.
Has got to be.
Yes.
Has got to be. An enjoyable week. What a weird week, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do 5 days here next week.
Same.
I think.
Tune in to find out.
All right. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd. Colin Coward after that. 2 Men On is going to be your way at 4. And then you get Ice Jumps Baseball. Adrian, great week. Thank you for everything. Terrific content. Hey, Marie, tonight, what time?
Rio Bravo Brewing Company, 7:30 p.m.
All right, go see her tonight with Robert as well. Big weekend for you.
Huge.
Don't screw it up. Have fun.
Forget about Mom.
Have a great, safe Mother's Day weekend. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will see you on Monday.
Everguard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service.
In fact, this game was scheduled for 9 a.m. and we rescheduled it to the afternoon. But can Dalton Shvilka stay alive? Oh, that one's a little long. And that does it. Game, set, and match in favor of Cameron King.
2-2 pitch. That's well hit. It might be trouble. No. Sliding catch in right by Noah Morlock.
That's a hit past the pitcher. And just like that, we'll have another runner come in. And wow, just like that. La Cueva strikes again as Melania Macias comes in.
Oh, 2. Line to second for the double play. Leadoff base runner erased. He was straying a little far on a line shot to the shortstop long, and he turns and tosses it to Padilla for the double play. What?
So the second serve from Boson is in. Cross-court action going on at this point, and it pays off for Boson.
Make a play. There is a bunt, popped it up again. Long run, Cooper, and he's going to make the play. Catchers showing off their leather in this one. I'm out of it. in off the hands, right at Karras. He's going to short hop, scoop that, and turn the double play, maybe. Yes!
Whoa.
Double play! Karras let that one drop, and then a really tough hop. He certainly did that on purpose.
Wow, that's a shot. Wow, that'll do it. Oh my gosh. Man, a shot to center field over the fence for Genesis Jaramillo. And that's it, man. 10-0. Bears with the hot bats right now.